Welcome to the 517 In Your Business podcast. Here's your host, Mary Gaida.
Welcome back to another episode of the 517 In Your Business podcast. In fact, today marks our 25th episode. I'm really excited about that. Katie Tucker is joining us, partner from Sinus Dramus Law Firm, and she's here to talk about the People's Law School, which I'm absolutely fascinated with. Katie, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon.
So, what inspired the creation of People's Law School, and how has that vision sort of evolved since its inception decades ago?
People's Law School, as you just indicated, started over 20 years ago in the Lansing area. And the original mission was to educate non-attorney members of our community about the law and how it impacts their daily lives. Essentially, this is an opportunity for anyone who wanted to attend law school, but maybe never had the opportunity or chose some other career path, but had that interest to learn about the law, to learn about how the law impacts you, your everyday life, or the people that you love and the people in your life. If you have an interest in learning about that, People's Law School is for you, and it's sort of your chance to go to law school.
And it had been on hiatus for a while, right?
It had, yeah. So it had been on hiatus due to the pandemic. Unfortunately, we had always held the program in person, and with the public health crisis that we all went through a few years ago, that just was no longer an option. So we are now resurrecting it and bringing it back in person to the Lansing area. It's going to start in just a week or so. And we're hosting it at the Henry Center for Executive Development, which is right next to University Club on Michigan State University's campus and across from the new McLaren Hospital. And this year, what is a little bit unique is that we're collaborating with the Ingham County Bar Association, which is a bar association organization of lawyers and judges in the area. And I'm one of the board members and officers of ICBA. And so we're collaborating with ICBA to bring People's Law School back to Lansing.
It's sort of rare, right, for the public to have the opportunity to learn from such distinguished legal professionals and ask them the questions.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is really a unique opportunity. I am not aware of another program actually anywhere in the state that does exactly what this program does, which is, as you just said, connects people in our community with lawyers, judges, experts in their field to hear directly from them about what they know so well, their specific area of law. So it's a really special opportunity.
Can you walk us through, Katie, what a typical People's Law School session looks like?
Yes, absolutely. So this year, we will have 6 sessions, and each will be approximately 90 minutes long. The sessions will take place on Tuesday evenings, starting on October 14th, and continuing through November 18th. The sessions will begin at 7 o'clock at night and end around 8:30. Each session will cover a different topic the individuals are likely to encounter at one point in their life or another. And we will have, as I mentioned, local lawyers and judges present at each session, making a presentation. And then also there will be a Q&A, a question and answer session at the end of each night, so that members of the community who attend have the opportunity to ask whatever questions they may have of the experts that are available to them.
Can we talk about some of those topics covered during People's Law School?
Yes, absolutely. So this year, and again, in the past, we've covered different topics. So if you've attended People's Law School in the past, you may actually have new curriculum this year, which is one of the things we're excited about. So this year, we are going to cover 6 topics. Personal injury law will be our first week, followed by criminal law our second week, followed by landlord-tenant law, and then probate law. Then we'll have a night where we hear from a Michigan Supreme Court justice, a Court of Appeals judge, circuit court judges, and a district court judge about our court system in Michigan. That's going to be a really special session that's happening on November 11th, which is Veterans Day. We're also hoping to hear a little bit about the Veterans Treatment Court that night. And then we'll end with a family law session featuring a local attorney who handles those cases and a judge who specializes in presiding over those types of cases. So we're going to, again, cover personal injury law, criminal law, landlord-tenant law, probate law, the court system in general, and then finish with family law as our final session.
I love this variety of topics. And you mentioned earlier, maybe someone would be interested in it. Perhaps they had wanted to go to law school, but didn't. But who else is invited to attend People's Law School? And do you have to have a legal background or legal knowledge to attend?
You do not have to have any legal background or knowledge to attend, which is what makes this program so accessible and exciting. In fact, it's sort of our preference that you're kind of coming in with, kind of a blank slate. And that is the audience that the sessions will be directed to, people who are not familiar with these areas of law in great detail, and who really want to learn more. In years past, we've had anyone from high schoolers to college students to parents to professionals or retirees attend these sessions. And really, when we say anyone is welcome, we really mean that. If you have any interest in just learning more about the law and these areas of law and how they impact you, this is a program that's for you. So all ages, all different backgrounds, and absolutely no prior legal knowledge or experience is required.
We talked earlier about people from distinguished legal professions. Let's talk more about that and who teaches the People's Law School sessions.
One of the most unique features of People's Law School is that the faculty are local attorneys and judges, and they are people who are working in these areas of law day in, day out. We are super fortunate to have an incredible faculty this year. Among our faculty members, and I don't have time to name all of them, and we really appreciate all of them and the time and effort and energy they devote to making this such a great program. But I'll name some. Justice Megan Kavanaugh of the Michigan Supreme Court, Judge Michelle Rick of the Michigan Court of Appeals, Judge Kelly Morton, Eaton County Circuit Court Judge, Judge Amanda Pollard, an Eaton County Probate Court Judge. We also hope to have District Court Judge Lisa Babcock, who is the 54B District Court Judge, as well as a few other judges and many attorneys, again, who practice in personal injury, criminal law, family law, probate law, landlord-tenant law. So as you indicated, very unique, rare opportunity for the public to have these direct interactions and opportunity to learn, but also ask questions of these experts. So our goal, and that's part of the reason ICBA it has been a great partner this year in collaborating with us, is really to help build relationships between members of the community and legal professionals to help kind of bridge that gap and promote and sort of support access to justice and again, just a broader community.
So we talked a few minutes ago about the 90-minute session, and it'll have a panel of attorneys and judges, at least one each. Let's talk about what happens at the end of the session. Is it like a Q&A for the class?
Yes, absolutely. So just as it would be if you were to attend a real law school class where, students have the opportunity to ask questions of their professors, the faculty members are there to answer questions, and the last 15 minutes of each session will be devoted to Q&A. I know some of our presenters in years past have been very generous with their time and have even stayed on beyond the 15 minutes to answer questions. But yes, at the end of the session, all attendees will have the opportunity to ask questions of the panelists and the faculty, and hopefully we'll walk away with their questions being answered.
So how do you measure the success or the impact of the People's Law School in the community? Do you have any memorable feedback or stories you can share?
Yeah, so I actually was a faculty member and a host of People's Law School. Members of our firm traditionally have taken turns hosting the sessions or moderating the sessions each night. And I've had the opportunity to do both. And one thing I can tell you is that one measure of our success is that so many of our students return year after year after year. We have many, many members of our community who have been through People's Law School multiple times. And as I mentioned earlier, part of that is we do try to change the curriculum and update the curriculum and introduce new speakers and panelists. So even if you've been before, you're going to get something out of this. And I think the fact that people have gone, had such a great experience that they want to go again is really a measure of the success. It's really also a great opportunity for members of our community to connect with one another. And we often will have, which is something that we really love and really inspires us, we'll often have family members go together. So we might have, a high school student and their parent or a college student and their parent or someone who might be, stopping and picking up an elderly family member to attend with them. And again, I think the fact that people are bringing people that they love and going year after year after year really is a testament to the impact of the program and how special it is. And again, we're just really excited to be able to bring it back to the Lansing area this fall.
I can see why people want to come. Often when I'm just browsing Facebook, for instance, people will ask legal questions. And what a great opportunity to go learn everything that you'd want to know
Right.
by going to people's law school. I love
Yeah.
this.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. I'm on those same forums. We're probably on some of the same ones in the area. And I see so many of those questions. And I often will see someone comment, you really need to talk to a lawyer about this.
Yes.
And they're so right. And so really, yes, if you are someone who has gone to one of those forums for some legal advice, this is your opportunity to have face-to-face time with lawyers. So it's really, really a special program.
And, Sinus Dramus is known for doing things for the community, and hosting People's Law School is another strong indication of how dedicated to the public you are. Why do you think public education is such a big focus of the firm?
Great question. Our firm has always devoted a great deal of time and effort and energy to public education, as you indicated, in all different forms, whether it be in publications or in doing news segments or presentations on our own, or a program like this one. We really do view ourselves as Michigan's advocates for the injured, which is by that we mean we do more than a typical, personal injury attorney might do. We really do advocate for our clients and for people who are impacted by the legal areas, rather, that we practice in and day out. And so we really do value this educational role. And People's Law School is just one of many initiatives, as you mentioned, that we host to educate the public. If you are listening to this podcast, you might also recognize our firm as the sponsor and host every year of program Lids for Kids, which happens each spring. We also do, as I mentioned, TV segments like The Legal Answer on WILX or The Legal Edge and WLNS. But really the whole point of all of these initiatives is to do more, to be advocates, both inside and outside of the courtroom. And, we really get inspired and energized by those interactions with the public, and making people aware of their legal rights and the laws that apply to them in our community. So we're really excited to be part of this again.
Yeah, I have really seen you everywhere, and not just recent times, for years. And so it really shows how invested in Lansing you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I grew up here, actually. So the Lansing area is very special to me. I've lived here all my life. I went to from grades K through 12 all the way through college and law school. I've been in the Lansing community. So yes, this firm is very committed to Lansing. I'm personally very committed to Lansing. And again, that's why we were so excited and committed to bringing back this program, even after several years on hiatus as a result of the pandemic. So
I'm sure there are many members of the community hyped to come back to this session now after a little hiatus. We talked about the dates of the People's Law School sessions. Remind me again where the sessions are being held and how we can register.
Absolutely. So as I think I mentioned really briefly at the beginning, the sessions are going to be held at the Henry Center for Executive Development, which is attached to the University Club on Forest Road. The address is technically in Lansing, but it's right adjacent to Michigan State's campus. It's across the street from the new McLaren Hospital, and very accessible from multiple different surrounding areas. There's parking right on site. You don't have to worry about that. Parking is free. You're going to walk right through the doors of the Henry Center for Executive Development, and there will be signage that will direct you to the classroom space where we're hosting that evening session. Again, sessions run on Tuesday evenings starting at 7:00 sharp. From October 14th to November 18th. On that note, I also did want to make mention of the fact that if you cannot attend all 6 sessions, you absolutely can and should still register. We have some attendees who can only attend 1 session and some who attend all 6. Whatever works for your schedule and your interests. But we welcome you to come to all, but also just to come to those that interest you or that fit with your schedule. And again, we are welcoming members of the Lansing, East Lansing, Okemos, Hazlitt, Mason communities and beyond, all ages, high school to retirees. So really, really excited for us to be kicking this fall semester off and to hopefully be seeing a lot of you in person soon.
I was on the website today, just browsing sinusdramus.com. The registration link is right there. Easy for folks to see, very easy to sign up. And
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that reminder. Yes. The registration is on our law firm's website. So you can go to www.sinusdramus.com and you will see a link from the website where you can register. The registration cost is $25. Again, that covers all 6 sessions. You can go to 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, all 6. But yes, please do pre-register online. We will see you there on the first evening, and you will get a bracelet that you can bring back week after week to signify your registration status.
What a great community opportunity. And I hope everyone listening takes advantage of it. It just sounds amazing.
Thank you so much again for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk with you a little bit more about this program that we are extremely excited about. And again, I hope I see you and many of the listeners starting in just a week.
Thank you, Katie. And thanks for being part of my 25th podcast.
That is incredible. Congratulations on that as well.
Thanks for listening to the 517 In Your Business podcast. Get to know local businesses better by reading 517 Business Magazine. Get your subscription at 517mag.com/subscribe.